Okay, morning everyone. Happy Friday. I hope you guys are all having a good week. Some pretty interesting price action yesterday, I must say. So we'll cover that. Go over a few things this morning, see if there's any questions in the live chat. But yeah, I hope that you guys are having a sound week so far. And getting into a little bit of a rest mode going into the holidays. Let's speak a little bit about price action yesterday, and then we'll speak about a few levels that I am looking at heading into this morning. Okay, so as mentioned, going into the open yesterday, I was looking at a few of those levels, particularly that 800 level, 810. We held above that going into the open, and we ended up moving higher on ES, right? So we moved up from 8, up, hold at 810 level into CPR. Remember, yesterday was CPR with all of these government shutdowns. The news releases this week have been NFP Tuesday and then CPR on Thursday. We held that 810 level going into CPR, and we flushed higher. The next level that I was looking up to move up towards was 880. We don't end up getting the way, end up moving to 870, and then just a massive flush down, literally back from 870 all the way down back on ES for a new low of day from the regular market hours back down to that 810 level, and we end up bouncing again from there back up to 858. So very interesting price action yesterday, very whipsawy, I must say. Down at the open and then up all the way back down, and then just traded within that 810, 870 levels. This morning we are holding that opening range low from yesterday, which is again that level above 810. We're trading at 833, 834 at the moment. I do like the longs, I must say. Back, I think we could see maybe a squeeze up into that 880 level and hopefully take it out, but let's see. The daily chart, we did have quite a few red days in a row, particularly 1, 2, 3, 4 red days in a row on ES before putting in a bullish closure yesterday. And I did mention yesterday on the daily time frame that we were sitting in that daily 50 EMA, and now we are obviously up pre-market as well. So yeah, stocks pre-market, Nvidia's up, Tesla's up. The only Mag 7 stocks that are down are Apple and Meta. And then if we just look at the broader watch list as well, we've got Robinhood trading up as well. Robinhood trading at up almost above 120 again. Palantir, SMCI. So stocks are green across the board. Oracle is actually up 4% pre-market too. So I do like the longs, I must say, but as long as we hold above that 810 level. Anyone got any thoughts in the chat that they want to speak about, maybe that we can cover? I see we've got a few guys here in the Discord. I know there's a Friday, a lot of guys checking out as well, heading into the holidays. But yeah, this is probably going to be my last proper day of trading before maybe a little bit into the new year. I might just have a look at the charts after Christmas with that Santa rally maybe. So let's see what we do have on the cards there, that side. But yeah, let's see. Any news this morning? We don't really have much news on today. It's kind of all done. And then we'll have a look at the data. Again, I always speak about that opening candle continuation report with edgeful. Okay. Opening candle continuation report is always one of my go-to ones. And then that previous day's range report. Currently, at the moment, we are actually trading it as an inside day. So what that means is we haven't taken out the previous day's highs or lows. I would like us to come up and take those highs personally, but let's see what we do get. YM's actually trading lower. We did actually take out those previous day's lows on YM overnight and then respected, and now trading up at 48,300. YM also massive reversal off. We actually didn't take out those previous days highs, but massive reversal back down of almost 500 points. So volatility has definitely come back. Probably got to do with all of that news that was being released this week with CPR, NFP, and so forth. Any questions in the live chat? Andre and I will be live for the open. So please keep that in mind. 9 a.m. Eastern time, Andrew and I will be live here for probably a good hour and a half to 2 hours. We'll see how markets are setting up. The DAX is trading higher overnight, so that's maybe something interesting that we can chat about. The DAX sometimes does lead US markets too, but I think I really do like the longs, particularly on the ES and the NASDAQ chart. NASDAQ, let's have a look at the NASDAQ as well. Okay, the NASDAQ as well, we did hold the opening range low on NASDAQ, so we didn't actually create a new low over there on the NASDAQ chart, as you can see. Okay, over here, we didn't take out for a new low, so that is something obviously interesting to maybe have a look at. ES did create a new low, same as YM, but the NASDAQ did not. So that also I managed to catch a little bit of a scalp here later on in the day off those lows here on NASDAQ. I think I got in at about midway through that 5-minute bar, 2265 to 70, back up to highs. Just a smaller scalp. I've been keeping my trading a little bit more smaller heading into the holidays, just trading my personal account. I locked in some nice payouts this week on some of my FTMO accounts, and I'll be waiting to trade those into the new year. How's everyone's week been? I hope that your guys, Tony, how's your week been your side? I see you in the live chat in the Discord. I hope that you've been having a solid month of December before 2026 starts. But yeah, once the market opens up, I always like to have a look at the screener. I do advise you guys to have a look at all of the tickers, so make sure that's selected as all, and then the daily bias is on, and then you can have a look at this opening candle continuation, reports and so forth. Previous day's range will give you a bias up at the top. I personally like using that once the market is open. Again, we don't have much news heading into today. What's up, Mike? Price action this morning was super slow. Yeah, I don't really trade like pre-market on the indexes unless I'm looking to like swing a position. I'd rather just wait for the market open. Personally, that's just what I do. How was your day yesterday though, Mike? Nice, Tony. Solid week. That's good. What were you trading yesterday? Any of the indexes, ES or NASDAQ, I'm assuming? Yeah, we'll speak about a few other things heading into the pre-market here. We normally run these for about 20 to 30 minutes or so. Yeah, I follow my plan to go short on NASDAQ, got stopped out, but we always learn. Yeah. The only thing, where did you get short on the NASDAQ yesterday, Mark? The only thing I was looking at yesterday was we were trading above VWAPs, above opening range high, and then I got that on that pullback there, I got long. So be interested to see where you got the short. I wouldn't hate the shorts off the highs here. We end up flushing lower. It just depends where you're getting short. Momentum was telling us that we were moving higher. Stocks were trading green. This is maybe something I can speak about. Is always be willing to look at what the stocks are actually doing as well. I think you can get a good gauge for what maybe markets want to do if you're watching on the videos and Teslas and so forth. Because Nvidia was looking like we wanted to trade higher as well as Tesla yesterday. I mean, Tesla was just ripping to the high side too. So always keep an eye on that when you are looking to day trade the stocks. When you're referencing the daily high and low, you mean previous New York session high low? No, I mean the previous day's high and low from the extended market hours. So you can look, most guys will either look at the New York session, previous day's New York session high and low, or the previous day's high and low from the extended market hours. I'm personally looking at the extended market hours on from the New York session. So just if for yesterday, that would be 872 and 771 because pre-market highs, pre-market lows were down there, and then we did make the high during the New York session. So just some levels again on ES that we can maybe speak about. Again, as long as we hold above that 810 level, I do like the longs back up into that that 877 zone, and then from the larger perspective, down where we did reverse off the weekly lows of 760. So it's just some long positions I'm looking at on, yes, maybe something like this, where we can come back down and then bounce and look for the longs off there would be nice. At the moment, the 50-minute time frame, we are trading at that weekly VWAP as well. So weekly VWAP is you pin the week the VWAP to the start of week. So Monday is open from the extended market hours, and we are currently sitting at that, and that is the the blue line coming across my screen over here. Had 3 confidence, took a short at 2500 at about 5:55. Let's have a look. 5:55 South African time. 55. So up here, yeah, nice. Where was your stop on that? Because that seems like a nice short position to be shorting off of. So 5:55. So you were shorting 5:55 over here. Where was your stop? Because I think you shouldn't have been stopped out on that. Personally, if you're taking a short there, this is just something maybe you can have a look at, but not going with too tight of a stop. But yeah, I know Andre likes his tight stops, but if you're looking for a short, you could have had like a 14-point stop is pretty tight on the Nasdaq. Maybe like a 20, 30-point stop above those highs. You'll be wrong if it moves higher. Sorry, that's ES. Let's go to your NQ. Yeah, I'm assuming. So something like this, and then you have those stops above that. So give yourself like a 70-point stop, and then you could have been looking back towards the lows. You're still getting over 2-to-1 on your money. Just above the previous highs, yeah. Maybe give it a little bit wider, and then you would have got on that nice flush. That's something that I struggled with earlier. Just tighter stops to call for better execution. You know, sometimes tight stops you have to be so pinpoint accurate with your entries. But yeah, that like if I was looking for a short yesterday off those highs, something like this, maybe like a stop over here would tell me I'm wrong if it moves higher, and then you could have your take profit back at opening range low. But yeah, okay, so again, as I said, like I am favoring the longs this morning. Stocks are trading green, and things are looking pretty solid at least for now. To continue longer, but let's see what the open brings. We'll go for another about 10 minutes here, because maybe have a few things to also discuss. Let's see if I can maybe bring up a few things here. See from that blog post. So look here, what does this one talk about? Yo, what's up, Carter? What's up, boss? Good to have you on here. So what you guys like this morning? Mark, what you like this morning? Tony, Chopper watching today, yeah. That is true. Is it Chopper watching? Let's have a look here. have a look. Yeah, December 19th. Correct. So triple witching tends to increase volume and potential volatility, especially in the last hour of trading. The witching hour, yep. True. Good spot there, Tony. Yeah, so Andre and I will be live again at 9 a.m. Eastern time. We normally do a countdown, and then we'll be live from there for the next charge so on all socials. Okay. But yeah, I've given you some levels to look at. We've spoken about a few things. Again, I would always, in terms of reports, I always get asked, James, what reports do I kind of use? Otto, God bless my brother. Good to have you on. Opening candle continuation report. Okay. Previous day's range report, as I said on ES, we're still trading within that, but opening candle first hour, printing bullish or bearish does give great indication into where we want to trade. So yesterday, the first hour was bullish on ES and NQ, hence why I really did like the longs in continuation. And yeah, and then using the VWAP and orb, right? So opening range breakout. So that's again just going to be my basics each and every single day for what I am looking at. Nothing too complicated, not just keeping it as simple as possible. Also, how's your week been? How's everything going your side, bro? Carter, how's your week been? Anything to maybe discuss? Anything you've been doing well, poorly? Yeah, also from the hourly perspective, we are kind of making higher lows here, and we are at that strong support level, which I've marked out already for you guys, those levels that I am looking at, right? So we go like that, got that strong level 18. I personally like having on my execution chart, just so I've always got those levels up. You can always print these across your screen like this, and then so visibility, you can make sure that it is on. Where do you go? Yeah, apply to sync globally. Like that. Okay, so that's what I always do. I'll get those levels across the screen going there. But that's what I am looking at this morning. I do like the longs, as I mentioned, back up to 880 on ES. Ideally. We're trading above that 5-day SMA as well, which is that black line on my screen on ES. You can see we've just got above it and we're holding it now this morning pre-market. So no news, but we do have that triple witching, as Tony mentioned. Green on the week, not rushing into anything today, but we'll take something if it looks clean. Yep, nice. Nice. Hopefully no more outages with any of the platforms. Small green so far, looking to end a couple red week streak. Okay, nice. Yeah, take it easy. Look for, if there's anything clean today, look to take it. And then next week is obviously Christmas. Next week, Thursday. So a lot of bank holidays next week. We can see Wednesday is a German bank holiday, so Europe. And then obviously Thursday and Friday, bank holidays across the board. So really maybe only Monday and Tuesday to trade next week if you're on the desk. I wouldn't be looking to trade obviously on Christmas Day. Just enjoy the time with the family, get off the charts and relax. Yeah, nice. Good to see you guys in the chat here. So I'm live here for pre-market. So for you guys that are just joining, maybe Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday pre-market, and then Mondays and Fridays I'm live with Andre at the open. So we'll be live, as I mentioned, in a bit. Okay, so I've given you kind of a rundown, you know, of levels on ES that I'm looking at for. What I kind of do is I look at ES, and then, as I said, I do like to trade individual stocks as well, but I like to trade in the direction that I would like, that I'm liking ES. I wouldn't look to like sell Nvidia, but buy ES personally, you know, just because of the weightings in it. And then it kind of just gives me my direction and flow for what I am looking at heading into the trading day. So if I'm looking for longs on ES, I'll look to see what Nvidia and Tesla are doing, and I might have a position on that. For example, the other day, I believe it was Tuesday, I was shorting ES, or it was Wednesday, one of the two, on that flash lower. I was shorting ES, but and then shorting Tesla as well, right? Let's have a look at some of that. Yeah, South African markets moving lower this morning. I think we are kind of sitting at all-time highs there. Japanese Nikkei up 1.5% today. What's Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin up at 88K, up 3% this morning. Ethereum's up 4% for almost 5%. Yeah, so so we'll leave you guys in the next couple of minutes here. Hoa, checking in right now. How's your week been, Hoa? Some guys here, most of the guys here green across the chat. But always hope you're keeping well your side, bro. But yeah, as I said, I think if you guys leave today as the last trading day of the year, you know, at least until after Christmas, I think you're doing yourself a favor. Get off the desk next week, spend some time with the family, and we catch one more last winning trade to end off the week, and then go into 2026 with a good positive note. Again, just a reminder, Andre and I will be live in the next 30 minutes here on edgeful's socials, YouTube. So I will actually put that up right now in the announcement section as well. Let's go like this. Okay, let's copy text. Let's get that in there. Make sure that you guys know that we are actually going live this morning. And then let's end the week strong together. Perfect. I'm really light on Bitcoin holdings, sold at about 100K. Kind of hard to believe we'll get back up above there. Anything can happen. Sentiment bullish, what are your thoughts? Yeah, what's up, Race? Yeah, I am looking for longs on ES. Ideally, that's what I would like, as I said, on ES, just the levels again. As long as you hold above 810, I'm going to be looking for longs into the highs up here at 880. So ideally, yeah, sentiment is bullish. But again, anything can happen at the open, but I would ideally like long. So yes, sentiment is bullish, correct. If we flush the 810 level, but our next level, that crucial level, is back at weekly lows at 760, 770, 760. So ideally, if you hold above here, which we have done quite a bit overnight here as well, and yesterday's trading session, yeah, up at 880 is my next level of resistance. So yeah, sentiment is bullish. It's what I'm really looking to favor. But yeah, let's have a good trading day. Obviously, anything can happen heading into the open, and no one can actually predict, or I'm just going to react. Perfect. I'll leave you guys here in the next minute or two. Hope you have a good trading day. Again, we'll be live for the open. together, and we'll see you guys all then. Cheers, guys. Have a good one. I appreciate your time as always. And let's finish the week strong. Thanks for your time, James. Love these pre-market preps. Yeah, it just gets me in the right mental frame to be looking at what I'm looking to trade, levels, and just getting myself in a clear direction and path for the trading session. But yeah, have a good one, guys. We'll see you in a bit.